Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly storage API sync. We're going to let Serge mainly talk about what he's been doing on the relayer. His computer's broken, so I'm going to share my screen instead. All right, Serge, take it away.
Okay, so last week we implemented support for WebSocket for the RPC API endpoints. And the original PR, I think I showed you last time, but during the last week, I have also implemented two minor PRs. One was focused on support for multiple endpoints, similar to what we have in Polkadot apps. So basically, we pass to the API client Polkadot.js an array of endpoints, and it uses them.
Just a second, Serge. Which one is it? What's the number? Do you know?
It's in a relayer repository, Subspace dash relayer.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, it's too small for me. I cannot see what you have.
It's pinned like the fifth one.
Subspace reader, right. Which one?
82.
Okay. Yes, this one. Yeah.
All right. What? No description provided. Okay.
Yeah, you can click on files, changed, and yeah. So basically, I updated config, and now it accepts an array of endpoints instead of single endpoint. And yeah, if one endpoint doesn't work, the API should switch to another one. It's called round robin, right? Yeah, and another one was related to downloading blocks from archival node, something we do when we create archives. So previously we were using HTTP endpoint for that, for the local node. And after we switched to WebSocket, there was a bug because every time we wanted to download the block, the relayer application created a separate client. And instead, I just reuse the client we create for the first time. This is another PR. If you can click the next one. Yes, this one. Also no description, but you can go to files.
Okay. Shouldn't we have descriptions on all our PRs? Like even if it's
title
just
is completely sufficient in this case. Like if you look at the code, it's like there's nothing to explain basically.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just a minor update here. And apart from that, I was trying to build a Docker container image for StateMint. And this is
so there's nothing to show here?
Yeah, it's just I moved API instantiation.
Oh, this is the one you were explaining while I had the other one open. Okay, I was trying to understand it from the previous one. So now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just reading through this, trying to understand it. Give me a second.
Sure.
So this is the issue you were describing yesterday, which you thought was, or the day before, which was leading to making it slower?
No. Actually, after we switched to WebSocket for downloading blocks from the local archival node, the speed increased, so performance is better. But what I discussed the other day was the relayer speed on test A, relayer test A, that it takes longer time to actually sync everything than it took on test B before.
Okay. And okay, are you going to talk about that later?
There is nothing to add because nothing changed yet. I don't know what's the current progress on test A, unfortunately, because I cannot check it without my computer. And yeah, I did nothing to improve that.
How do we
It's
check?
around 5 gigabytes left to archive.
Oh, okay, so it's not that bad.
So it's about twice as far as it was yesterday. It was like 40 yesterday. It's like almost at 80 now.
77.
Okay, that's good. So it takes 2 to 3 days now to sync the archives. Okay. All right. What's the next one, Serge?
Just two PRs. Just two
two?
PRs.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was trying to build an image for statement, but I couldn't, and then my computer died. And another thing I was working was like the actual like infrastructure stuff, like checking on test A, test B, dev environment, updating configurations, and yeah.
Okay. What has anything changed there?
Minor stuff, like some configurations had missing API keys for the on finality endpoints, so I added those like old configs for like test B and test A. On dev, we already have like everything up to date, and yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
And on test B, I think I updated relayer to the most recent one, using the one which uses WebSocket endpoints. So configuration was also updated to connect to using WebSocket endpoints. On test B, we still have like the old one with HTTP.
But it sounds like we should be able to migrate all that to the newest images very soon.
You mean on all environments?
Well, at least we can resize test B and update that image. Test A we can't change, right? Until we reboot test B and get it up to speed, and then we switch them again.
Sorry,
so on test A, there is actually some kind of problem. So relayer consumes 0% CPU, and last activity was like 15 minutes ago, according to relayer logs. I remember there is this feature that they have in Pogo.js apps where if the server is not available, it like increases delay between reconnections. So if you had like 5 minutes of your local node not working, it takes like half a minute to actually connect to it. So that might actually be the reason. It needs to be checked because like it literally does nothing. So like there is 5 gigabytes left, but it does nothing right now.
I also noticed that Datadog logs, there is a delay sometimes. So you have to wait for them to update. But
if it's like 3 minutes, that's okay. Like it's expected.
Okay, Nazar, can you look into that and see what's going on with test A, why it's stopped?
I can try.
Okay. Until at least Serge gets a computer and can be productive again.
Oh, just a comment regarding the relayer. I think that the Polkadot archive was downloaded in the New York data center, and all our droplets are created in San Francisco. So when you try to import the data from New York, it will take a lot of time. when they are in the same data center, it takes like 5 minutes. But I tried it yesterday to move something, and it was like hours. So for
And why
the
it
next
was
time,
created in different data center?
yeah, the Polkadot archive, not an environment, the downloader, the block downloader.
Yeah, I created it in New York because I thought we discussed something like that. That New York is kind of like in the middle, and
Yeah,
it will
but
be more optimal.
we still have the everything created in the San Francisco.
Well,
So
if
maybe,
it's not in real time, that's not a big problem.
yeah, just as a comment to note.
But that is going to
For the next
be
time.
that's going to be really slow for Polkadot, honestly, because that's basically defeating the whole purpose of having it on disk. We're back to a network API. I mean, it's like 100 milliseconds for each request.
Yeah,
No.
but that's for the downloader.
It's
only.
downloader.
Yeah.
Just not the actual RocksDB
No.
database.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is still weird, though. I mean, it should still be in the same place. I mean, it's just doesn't. I mean, we should either migrate it all or none of it, but not have it, split between different data centers.
I can create a snapshot of the volume and the droplet and move the snapshot from a new zone. I think that's the easier solution.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So next time, if someone creates a droplet, where should we create it? In San Francisco or?
In San Francisco, and
It's really painful to work with San Francisco.
whole...
Like the latency to Europe and everywhere, it's not great at all.
Is it that much different for
Well,
New York?
if you type a character in the terminal, like if you SSH into it, it takes like, I don't know, half a second or a second to respond. Like it's really bad.
Well,
yeah, there is
just
a
move to
big
San
difference.
Francisco. That'll take care of that problem. Okay, so you want
maybe
to
we can discuss that to for the next restart. Maybe I can just start moving one by one to New York and start using that data center for the future.
let's talk about that later. It's not a priority right now to like remigrate our whole infrastructure.
Okay.
Okay, so what any other updates, Serge?
No, that's all.
What are the next steps for you after you get your computer?
I would like to run StateMint and create the block archive for StateMint, and we add it to our to dev environment where we already have Polkadot. And I think that's all for Relayer for the storage API at the moment.
Okay. Are there
I
any
don't
tasks?
remember any.
There's not any tasks in the
don't
backlog
remember.
that you're planning to work on next?
No. I think
Okay.
all critical things were already done.
Okay. And was it the building the image or building the binary for statement that broke your computer?
Could be. Well, it was quite intense, so I don't know.
Okay. So if we have you ran a Polkadot node in DigitalOcean, right? That's where you were syncing that?
Yes. Yeah, first I tried locally, but then it started to take a lot of space, so I moved everything, and the archive I already had locally to the DigitalOcean, and it was completed on the DigitalOcean.
Okay. So for consistency, why don't we just go ahead and do the StateMine archive in digital, or the StateMine node in DigitalOcean as well, and just going forward, we'll just use.
Yeah, but I need the Docker image for that, so we can run it on DigitalOcean.
Can't you build that in the cloud too?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Serge. Any questions, comments? Okay. All right. Well, today was a short call. Thanks everybody for watching. We're going to jump into our storage front end discussion where we're going to talk about Subspace JS. If you're interested in that, that'll be the next call. Thanks everybody.